Good morning, dear students. So, let us take a new point, that is algebra of real functions. Means what we can do with real functions. Suppose there is a function f from x to r, means x is subset of the set of real numbers, okay, and from this subset to r, f is a function. Again, another function z is there from x to r, again suppose x to r, both are this z is also a function from x to r, f also is a function from x to r. Then f plus z is a function from x to r, okay. So f minus z also is a function from x to r. Then f into z is also a function from x to r, okay. And then f on z also function from x to r. These are four functions provided here this z of x is not equal to 0, means this is a quotient function, this is a product function, this is a difference of the two functions, and this is sum of the two functions. So this whole expression, these all expressions are called algebra of real function. Means we can combine two real functions by addition operation, or by subtraction operation, or by product operation, or by divide operation. We can combine two real functions. That is called algebra of real function. One example I am giving you. Suppose f of x is given as think like this. F of x is given as, suppose, x cube plus 3, x cube plus 1, and g of x is suppose x plus 1, be two real functions. Then what this f plus z is, actually f plus z of x is adding these two functions, the new functions that you will get, x cube plus 1 you add with x plus 1, then you will get x cube plus x plus 2. So this is a new function, and that is f plus z function, that one. Okay, students? So this is f plus z function. If f minus z is there, then if f minus z, we need to find out, we can find out like this: f minus z of x is equal to f is x cube plus 1 minus z is x plus 1, like this. 1 cancel, so it will be x cube minus x. This is f minus z function. If we say f into z function, f into z of x, actually it is what? X cube plus 1 you have to multiply with x plus 1. So what you get? X to the power 4 plus x cube plus x plus 1, that is equal to this is the one. So this is f into z function. If it is f by z of x, then we understand what? X cube plus 1 divided by x plus 1. Yeah? Or you can also write x cube plus 1 as x plus 1 into x square minus x plus 1 divided by x plus 1. So this x plus 1 cancel. The result is x square minus x plus 1. So this is f by z function. This is quotient function. This function you can say as a quotient function, because it is the result of dividing f by z, means f of x by z of x. Actually its full meaning is f of x divided by z of x, provided z of x is not equal to 0. Provided z of x is not equal to 0. Here this is the product of, actually its full meaning is f of x multiplied by z of x, okay, and its full meaning is f of x minus z of x, and its full meaning is f of x plus z of x. Okay, students? So that is the algebra of real function, or you can say also operations on real functions. We can also term it as operations on real functions. Operations on real functions. We can say this also. So we'll work on this. And before that, I'd like to also, yesterday in our previous video, we have learned some questions how to find the domain of a function. Today again, I'm going to discuss how to find domain and range of a function. Let us take one question like this. When I'm just giving you the examples, just look at the pattern. Means the function may be a square root function, or a function may be a reciprocal function, or the function may be a cosine function. So you just look at that for every function, how to find the domain and the range. Okay, try to catch the pattern. Just you see this question, find the domain of the function f of x equal to 1 by under root x square minus 1. So for the domain, what we need to check, this that denominator here is the denominator portion where x is involved. That denominator is under square root. So it will be defined only when x square minus 1 is greater than 0. X square minus 1 if greater than 0, then only it will be defined. So f of x is defined only when x square minus 1 is greater than 0. Here we cannot say equal to 0 also, because denominator can never be 0, because 1 by something means the denominator cannot be 0. So it will be like this, x square minus 1 is greater than 0. From this, what we say, that x plus 1 into x minus 1 is greater than 0. So if their product is greater than 0, both must be positive or both must be negative. If both are positive, that is x plus 1 greater than 0, x minus n, at the same time x minus 1 also is greater than 0, it tells us that x is greater than minus 1, and it tells us that x is greater than plus 1. So that means our domain will be all those values which are greater than minus 1 and greater than plus 1. Greater than minus 1 and greater than plus 1. When we say, see, minus 1 is here, suppose plus 1 is here. When we say greater than minus 1, we understand greater than minus 1 is this part, and greater than plus 1, when we say, we understand greater than plus 1 is this part. So then what is the common portion of this for both this? So it will be greater than plus 1, because this is coming within this also. When we say greater than minus 1, we start from here to that side, and when we say greater than plus 1, we start from here to that side. But this time minus 1 and 1 not included. When you say greater than minus 1, that time 1 is included, but when you say greater than 1, 1 is not included because equal sign is not there. So the domain will be this common portion, that means which is greater than 1. Therefore x greater than 1. Now again, if both are positive, then their product is greater than 0. If both are negative, means x plus 1 if less than 0, x minus 1 if less than 0, then their product again it will be greater than 0, because as you see, suppose this is minus 5, yesterday I showed you, and it is suppose minus 6. The product is 30, which is greater than 0. So like that you should think. Again, if x plus 1 is less than 0 and x minus 1 is less than 0, x minus 1 is less than 0, then x will be less than minus 1 and x will be less than plus 1. No, x will be less than minus 1 and x will be less than plus 1, meaning x less than minus 1 means this side, this portion, and x less than plus 1 means again in this side only. So what is a common portion? Common portion will be this portion, which is x less than minus 1, and this is x less than plus 1. So greater than plus 1. So that means when we combine both these, we understand that x is less than minus 1. That means in our domain, these 2 points will be there. Domain will be, one will be x greater than plus 1, one will be x less than minus 1. If we say x greater than plus 1, we understand one means after 1 means in open bracket 1 and infinity. Therefore, domain set will be, one set will be from 1 and infinity, 1 to infinity. Another set will be as a union, another set will be minus 1 and infinity, means minus 1 and to minus infinity. Okay, so these two sets values will be the set of values for the domain. So together one set, because we have written as a union here. Okay students, so this is the domain set. Domain is equal to this one, domain of the given function. This could also be written like this, minus 1 to minus infinity. Generally you see minus infinity lies in this left hand side, no? Minus infinity means in this side. Suppose it is minus 1. So since minus infinity comes first, we write this as minus infinity comma minus 1. So that union, then 1 comes first, you see 1 here, then positive infinity here. So we will write 1 comma infinity. This is the domain. Okay students, let us take now this question. Students, you see, find the domain of this question. It means this function 1 by under root 1 minus cos x. For this function, let us find out the domain. This function is defined only when 1 minus cos x is greater than 0. So f of x, our solution, f of x is defined if 1 minus cos x is greater than 0. That is 1 is greater than cos x. That is cos x is less than 1. And all of us we know that the value of cos x lies between minus 1 and plus 1. No, minus 1 and plus 1. So here is the, within this interval only the values of cos and sin lie. No, so cos x lies between minus 1 and plus 1. But it tells us that for this function cos x will take values which are less than 1. Means before minus 1, all those values which are less than 1, that will be taken. So now you see, think about what are the angles, what is the value of probable value of x, so that value of cos x is 1. You just see cos pi, cos 0 is equal to 1, cos pi is also equal to 1, is also equal to minus 1, cos pi is minus 1, and but cos twice pi, you see, cos twice pi is, what is that? Plus 1. So if you are not aware about this, will discuss later on about these values of trigonometric functions. So now see, cos x is 1 when the value of x is an even number of pi. That is, for x equal to twice n pi, cos x is equal to 1. Therefore x cannot take this twice n pi, means where this n stand for what? Integer. Okay, n is an integer. For even number of pi's, this cos x is always equal to 1. So cos x should not be 1, it should be less than 1. Therefore we will say the domain of the given function f is equal to real number minus all the x which are equal to twice n pi, where n represents integer. Okay students, this will be the domain of the function. So if any doubt remains, it will be clear when we will study trigonometric functions. Okay, that time when we will study trigonometry here in class 11, that time it will be cleared. Don't worry, we will discuss that. So dear students, let us take exercise 2.3, question number, that is 2, Roman number 1. Okay, question number 1 is left to you. Question number 2, Roman number 1. F of x equal to minus modulus of x. Just you see, here actually find here domain and range. See, for domain means what are the values that x can accept here. Any value, positive or negative, or means any real number it can accept. So that means domain is the real number. But every time you know that modulus of any real number is a positive number, then that positive number and this minus sign will make it negative. Then is the modulus of this negative modulus of real number will be negative real number. That is the range will be, the y value will be all the time negative real number. So our range will be, range for this function will be negative real number. How to write this answer? Let us see. Clearly here, modulus of x is defined for all real numbers. Therefore, domain is R, real number set. And since modulus of x is always positive, therefore minus modulus of x is always negative. Therefore this range of the function, range of f will be negative real number. The set of real number means you can say the set excluding 0 means negative infinity to 0, excluding 0, because 0 is neither positive nor negative. We can write the range this way. Domain is the whole set of real number and range is the from negative to 0. Okay, so the whole set of negative real number, you can say whole set of negative. This is our answer for this question. Okay students, one question from 5. This question number 2, Roman number 2 already we have done in previous video. 3, 4 you can go through by yourself. Now I am going to question number 5, Roman number 1. Okay, 5.1, f of x equal to 2 minus 3x. So we have to find out the range of this function. Just you think x is taking real number means, but x is greater than 0. All the positive real number will be addition in the domain, because it is said here x belongs to R and x is greater than 0 also. So all the positive real number only will be inserted here. Then if you take suppose x greater than 0, one number is 1 you take, then also this numerically this will be greater than this number. So this is a difference of two numbers, no? 3 into any positive real number will be always greater than, means numerically greater than 2. So the outcome will be a negative real number, because 2 minus a greater number. So outcome will be a negative real number. That means the range means the outcome. The range will be always negative real number. Therefore the range of this function will be, so since x belongs to real number and x greater than 0, therefore minus 3x is always greater than 2. This 2, what I am saying, this 3x will represent a number which will be greater than 2, because here it is x is greater than 0 and x belongs to R. Okay, now so then 3x is greater than 2. That means that is 2 minus 3x is always negative. Therefore this what called 2 minus 3x is less than 0. That is f of x is all the time less than 0. Therefore range of the function f is equal to, that is from negative infinity to 0. Okay, this will be the range of the function, that is you can write in open bracket minus infinity to 0. Okay, dear students, and the remaining questions you solve as homework. That will be our today's class. Thank you, students. Again, we will see in our next class, in next new lesson. And any doubt if you have got, you can email me regarding any questions. You can email me. Thank you, students.